What's going on YouTube? You already know what it is, LEOPAZZO Productions. Thanks very much for tuning in. Today here I'm going to go over some of the problems I've been having with my GH5 and why I'm going to go and send it in right now to go and get repaired, and I believe it's going to be covered underneath warranty, as I have purchased extended warranty when I purchased the camera. So to keep you guys updated, if you guys haven't watched my previous video, I had the GH5. I was taking pictures in photo mode perfectly fine. Everything was working great. I was out at the park and I was taking pictures in photo mode, and usually when I take pictures in manual photo mode, I usually have it set to mechanical shutter, which means the mechanical shutter actually opens and closes. I was in mechanical shutter the whole time while I was taking pictures for about half hour, 45 minutes, and then I went to go take another picture and the camera just kind of froze, and the camera prompted me to turn it off and then back on again. As I was taking a bunch of pictures, I went to go take another picture, and I'm going to show you right now what happened. Please turn camera off and then on again. This happened several times and I wasn't really sure what happened. I thought maybe it froze several times and I couldn't figure it out. So I started posting on Facebook groups and posting a video, my earlier video, trying to get for help, to trying to see what's wrong with the shutter. And until then, I was continuing to try to read and do some research, and somebody suggested to point your camera upwards or downwards or every type of angle, I guess, that you can think of, and try to free up the shutter as best as you can, the mechanical shutter. So I actually did that. I was facing it upwards, and it didn't work the first couple of tries, and then it actually started moving. The shutter started actually opening, closing, and started taking pictures, and then I thought I had the problem fixed. So while I was doing this, I didn't have a lens on because I was observing the shutter itself, right? I was observing the shutter. As I was doing that, I was seeing the shutter starting to move freely. I said, okay, great, let me do this a few times to see if it's fixed. As I was doing this and watching the shutter open and close, I started noticing that the shutter was not fully opening or closing all the way, and you can see one of the shutters was slightly, I guess, still slightly in the way. So I'm like, okay, that's not good. Let me do this a few more times. Maybe it needs to realign itself, hopefully. As you can see, I had this little circle thing that was resting on my sensor as I was watching my shutter opening and closing. The circle thing popped up, as you can see here in this picture. Get this little part out, because I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I wanted to turn the camera upside down like this and kind of get it out. So I did that. I put a piece of paper down so I can clearly see where it fell down onto, but it didn't come out. So I held the camera up, I moved it back and forth a few times, this and that, and sure enough, the thing fell out. And it looks like a small little circle washer. I don't have the best pictures of it. I could put on my macro lens, to be honest with you, and put it on electronic shutter and take a picture with my camera right now, because my camera is working in electronic shutter and it is working in all video modes. So the video is working, the photo mode is also working, but only in electronic shutter. I cannot use the auto or the mechanical shutter. The camera just prompts me to turn it off. Alright guys, here is that small part that came out of my GH5. It's just sitting here on a white piece of paper. It is super small. I'm using my macro lens, 45mm Panasonic macro lens 2.8. I'm sitting at 6.3 f6.3. I'm using 360 degree shutter just because I need more light right now, and I have already my ISO at 1600, so for demonstration purposes, it is what I need to kind of show you guys the part that did come out of my camera. It looks pretty clear as much as I can in focus, and I just wanted to share with you guys this part on how small it is and what it looks like. And I'm going to take a further back shot right now to show you how small it is compared to this piece of paper that it's sitting on. Guys, here is that very small circle metal part that came out of my GH5, and I wanted to show you the scale and sizing of it compared to this 9x11 piece of paper that it's sitting on right now. I have here a Ziploc bag that I'm going to be shipping along with my camera to go and get it repaired, but again, here is the sizing of this part that did come out of my GH5. And one other thing I wanted to point out that goes along with it, I tried going to auto shutter, and I take a picture, and auto shutter, boom, please turn camera off and then on again. This is so weird. And just to prove to you guys, I'll quickly take out this GH5 battery here so you guys can fully see that I was using a GH5 battery. Okay. This is a genuine Panasonic battery right here. So it started off with just telling me to power it off. Then next thing you know, I thought I freed it up by pointing the camera upwards and taking pictures a few times, and it did start to free it up. And what it actually freed up was this little spare part, or this extra part inside the camera that came loose. So I had to get it out. I thought that was going to solve the problem. So I did finally get it out, as I mentioned. And then what happened was I thought I fixed it. This thing is out. I got this little extra part out, and I was assuming that it was a part from inside the camera. And I'm really convinced that it still is. I don't have confirmation, but I'm pretty sure it is a part from inside the camera. I have saved it. I have it in a Ziploc bag. Just took my camera, the GH5, out of the rig, the small rig cage here. And it's pretty much ready to get shipped off right now. So I'm convinced there's something wrong. A part came out of here. Something's wrong with the shutter. It needs to get repaired, and I'm going to be sending it in to get it looked at professionally, guys. So I just wanted to follow up, give you guys a heads up on what's going on. The Panasonic GH5, I'm having mechanical shutter issues with the camera, and I would like to keep you guys updated to what happens when I get it back, what Panasonic says, what they suggest, what they recommend, and what they're going to do, what the cost is. Please let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, as I would like to include those questions and comments in a follow-up video to let you guys know the latest update on what's going on, guys. So all in all, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much. LEOPAZZO Productions. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.